Mr. Berry. Lyra Bishop? Lyra Bishop? Okay, take your time, Lyra. Lyra will be followed by Maureen Bolstad, and Lyra has been given 6 minutes, another 3 by Juanita Starr.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Forgot my glasses, so my eyesight's kind of bad. Good morning. My name is Lyra Bishop, and I reside in Paris. Attorney Samuel Al-Hadef is legal counsel to the Church of Scientology in this matter of Ordinance 884. He has worked side by side with County Council and has been instrumental in drafting the very ordinance that would directly benefit his client. Attorney Al-Hadef co-founded law firm of Al-Hadef & Solar and is a managing shareholder of the firm. In June of 2007, Al-Hadef & Solar combined with Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney. And even though at least 4 out of the 5 supervisors, including Supervisor Stone, have received campaign contributions from Attorney Al-Hadef and or his 2 law firms, with respect to Ordinance 884 and Attorney Al-Hadef, one thing sets Supervisor Stone apart from the rest of the county supervisors. Supervisor Stone has been represented by both of Attorney Al-Hadef's law firms. First, in the matter of Royal Care versus Wickham, RIC 389956, and most recently in the matter of Stone versus Flash Flood Management. And that case number is RIC 445793. That case was concluded on October 15, 2008, 41 days prior to Supervisor Stone introducing the anti-picketing ordinance. In light of the present political atmosphere and in the interest of full disclosure, an elected official has a moral and ethical obligation to disclose any relationship which is a conflict of interest or could reasonably be construed as a conflict of interest. The Church of Scientology is located within Supervisor Stone's district. So therefore, it is not unreasonable that they would approach him with an issue. After all, he is their representative. What is unreasonable and suspect is Supervisor Stone's failure to disclose to the public his association with their attorney, Samuel Al-Hadef. I'm curious to know if Supervisor Stone disclosed his association with Attorney Al-Hadef to his fellow colleagues on the board. Did he disclose this information to County Council? Because he certainly did not disclose it to the public. I have reviewed every portion of the videotape archives of the meetings pertaining to this ordinance, and never once did Supervisor Stone disclose his association with Attorney Al-Hadef. If he didn't tell you, I would turn to Supervisor Stone right now and ask him why he kept this from you. And if he did, on the other hand, tell you about it, why didn't any one of you disclose it to the public? As a member of the public whose First Amendment rights will be affected if Ordinance 884 is passed and implemented, Supervisor Stone's motivations behind the ordinance are in question. I question Supervisor Stone's biased treatment of Attorney Al-Hadef and the Church of Scientology. I question the lack of involvement of other religions and their attorneys in the drafting of the ordinance. I question Supervisor Stone's unwillingness to consider the church protesters' evidence in support of their position in this matter. And I am not involved with those protesters, so I don't have any stake in this, except for my First Amendment right. And I question Supervisor Stone's lack of candor with the public. From my vantage point, Ordinance 884 has all the earmarks of quid pro quo. Something for something. It reeks of Chicago-style politics and reminds me of Blagojevich and Burris. Ordinance 884 is fueled by loaded words, predictions of violence, and examples of intolerance which are unsupported by fact. I cannot imagine any member of the board feeling secure in their vote that Supervisor Stone acted in good faith when he introduced Ordinance 884. Supervisor Buster, with all due respect, should you feel comfortable voting in favor of this ordinance today, I will not feel comfortable voting for you again in the next election or any time in the future. As a final comment, Supervisor Stone, on November the 25th, 2008, when you introduced the ordinance, you made a comment about David Allen Dokich, the protest. On the video of the meeting, at approximately 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 17 seconds, you said, and I quote, "I'll tell you that every home that was adjacent to the home that Mr. Dokich was in was very happy and was setting up lawn chairs and places for Ken and John of KFI, and couldn't be more accommodating with noise and air guns and loudspeakers. For the record, my son and I protested Dokich every day for 8.5 months, every day. And we protesters never carried any guns of any kind. So for you to go on public record and make that claim was very irresponsible. Either you were lying, or when you said it, you had no clue as to what you were saying, because it never happened. Regardless, you said it to add fuel to the fire of Ordinance 884, and that was wrong. You owe all of the David Allen Dokich protesters a public apology."
Are you finished?
Do I get an apology?
Maybe. Are you finished?
I am.
Hey, sit down, please. Thank you. Before I call the next speaker up, please, stop clapping. I want to address a couple of the comments that in the 17 years that I've been a public official, we are required to fill out disclosure forms that show when we receive a contribution or a gift from anyone in the public. I have made it a personal issue to not accept gifts from anyone. Now, I can hire an attorney, I can hire an accountant, as long as I'm paying their fees, and I have paid Mr. Alhada's firm tens of thousands of dollars on many different issues that I've been involved in long before I was on the Board of Supervisors. He happens to be a very prominent attorney in Southwest Riverside County. I might point out for the board to know that I first met Mr. Alhada when we were entertaining a Walmart issue in the city of Temecula. And I opposed Mr. Alhada's bringing Walmart on what is now the regional mall in Temecula. So to say that I've always agreed with Mr. Alhada in the public, including him representing clients before this board, including some wineries that were shut down because they were not in compliance with codes, is ludicrous. So I don't have to report to the board. I don't have to report to the county attorney when I hire a professional for my own private business. I only have to report if and only if I receive a gift or special consideration by such a professional, which has never been done. So I want to clear that issue up. I still believe I've been misquoted by the prior speaker with regard to guns and the David Dokich issue. I was out there. I was a vocal opponent of Mr. Dokich being placed within a 48-hour period of time in an area that was not prepared for him being there. And I was very proud to be there to protest, and I would do it all over again.